All right, good morning. Monday, April 19th. We are going to look here at the S&P 500. Market opens in about 10 minutes here. And let's just dive in right here. We'll take a look at this. Let's just kind of recap a couple of things. So from Friday, we said we were looking for 87.50 kind of as a minimum target on the way up. They spiked up to here just before the close here and got to 83.50. That's the current all-time high. And then some pretty decent selling came in. If you remember Friday, we had the KP or the CP down here at 60.75. That's the low of Globex. So they came here for Sunday night, 60.75 to the tick, and then that held. And we were actually trying to buy that on Friday in live trade signals and just missed it with it coming earlier. Let's see, there it was. Came to 61.75. So Globex did get back to 60.75, and then so far they haven't had a whole lot of success getting up above this 73.75 area. This is definitely a cluster in here. We've got this 68 quarter up to 73.75. So a couple of things that'll be important here. This was really already tested. Right here is for sure tested. I would consider this tested. Here is not as clean of a test. There's 68 quarter. It came to 69.50. So we could see a push up to here on the open. Maybe it doesn't get all the way even back to there. It might even just come back to this area if it's still pretty weak. We still have these targets up higher that we're looking for, but there could be a little bit more pullback. So let's just talk initially what needs to happen here. That's going to be important. So needs to get back above. Let's just call it this 66.50, 66.75 area. No one need to take this out. If they can take this out, and especially if they could take out this next swing up here around, which is, let's just say, if they could take out this CP, that really starts to open things up again. Um, Breaking up above here and then coming back and holding in here and then pushing higher. So we'll go back and we'll talk about bigger targets in a minute here, but given that we're going to open in about 7 minutes, I want to go through and talk about this scenario. So I drew this in from actually back on Friday, and if you drew that in with me on Friday, then you still have that here. Bottom line is right now it's about 62 quarter, something like that. So that could easily happen as a pullback. Let's look right here. If you draw your fibs into here, we could come see this, but I would say pretty, let's say for now, a very, kind of an outside chance that we see that 49.75. This is pretty possible. We could see this area. 59 is the midpoint. There's just kind of a lot going on in here. There was a lot of trading that happened in this area. I mean, if you look right here, a lot of trading from Friday's overnight session, and then even the open came into here. So basically, all of from here to here, all of Friday's overnight session traded inside of this CP of this of these fib levels in between the prediction points. So there's a bit going on in there. So I would be watching this area. If they take out the Globex low, then I would say pretty decent chance we come down to this 54 quarter, right in that area. And then if they take that out, then we got to just see what happens. We've got these two KPs right here. But overall, it's not out of the question that we see a bit lower. If we drew this in on Friday as well. So Not out of the question that we'd see down here to this 37 area, maybe even that CP, if there starts to be some weakness down below here or down below here. So this was really already tested, so I'd rather see right here. So I'd rather not come back to here. So that would really mean this one. And if they take out this one, then I'd say pretty much a sure bet that we're going to come back down to here. And so that may not ever come into play. I just want you to have that scenario in the event that that happens. By the way, I'm not trying to cover the entire day's happenings because who knows what could happen. Something could break down and the market could sell off 200 points, or we could have great news and the market could rip up 150 points. So not trying to cover all of that, just trying to give you something right here at the open and what we're looking for. And so next would be, let's see here. Okay, so here we are. We're at 66.75 right now. So again, if they can get up above that, and then worst case, if they can hold that 54 area, you know, ideally not any lower than that 54 quarter or so. Also, 54 quarter was the low. If you go back and look here, this was also the low. 54 quarter was the low from Globex on Friday. So it's probably going to be a breakdown area. And you can watch the KPs below that and see if they can salvage something, but I really wouldn't want to take that out. It really, in a perfect world, I don't really want to take out this area. So, all right, so for higher, there's a bit going on in here. So you can obviously see we have these. This is another cluster up here. This whole area might be a little bit messy up in here, kind of a chop fest. We've got key turns at 83.75. Let's just make sure that's right. Yep. And then we've got key turns at 89.75. So let's, and then there's a CP that's way, way, way up here. And, whoop, wrong one. Let's see. Okay, so if we were to split this, that's going to give us probably something like that, 86. So we're going to need to take out on the move up here, and it's going to depend a little bit on the timing, somewhere around that 87.50 area. And if they can take out 87.50, for sure taking out this, let's say 89 quarter up to 90. If they can take that out, it's going to open the door for, this is 42.10, but it's probably, you know, it opens the door for, let's say 42.15, bigger picture, plus. So 42.15, 42.20. It's going to depend on timing a little bit, but there's a bunch of room up here. So fairly significant break. So this area is going to be fairly important up here. So watch between 87.50 up to 90 area. Watch that area. That'll be important. And then watch the fib levels up here in between that. So if they can hold that, there's what we can have for higher. If it starts to come back a little bit lower, you know what we're looking for to have hold ultimately to go back up higher again. And otherwise, then we'll see a bit more selling and then we'll go from there. So hopefully that's helpful this morning. Market's going to open here in about 15 seconds. So trade smart and take it one step at a time. And we will see you in the review video later on.